Hey guys, how's it going? Cody from Team Moshpit Games here, and today I'm bringing you guys a sort of post Garden City Regional deck list for you guys, which I just came back yesterday as of time of recording this video, and did a personal best, which I went 6-3, which that might not be the best, but I got to play all 9 rounds of Swiss, and I didn't really do too bad. I wanted to show you guys the deck list, and played Trickstars, of course. They were the deck I knew the best going into it, and yeah, it was. I didn't honestly expect to do that well. I actually got about 13 or 14 spots off of actually getting an invite, which, like I said, I've never even had a winning record coming out of a regional. So like all that for me was like really good, and I wasn't expecting to really do that good, to be honest, but I did, and I'm pretty proud that I did. So what I'm going to be doing for you guys today is basically giving you guys a deck profile, explaining my matchups, and what I like and don't like about the decks. So yeah, so anyway, the matchups I had, let me get my sheet real quick. The matchups were round 1, True Draco, the pure True Draco, and I went 0-2 as my first loss of the day. It was probably my worst loss. There's nothing you can really do. You get your you lose the die roll and you're already in a bad spot, and they open a mono Wadu, and like you're already done because you can't activate any of your hand traps. And if they put a masterpiece on board, which he happened to do, it just happened. And then game 2, I just opened really badly, and the rest is history. So yeah, I 0-2 lost to Draco, which was pretty sad. But then I went to round 2, which I played the mirror match and won 2-0. The guy who I played, he wasn't really. He was experienced with Trickstars, but he misplayed a lot. Like, he had a light stage out, and I had a strike set, and he didn't lock it down with light stage, and he just normal candy and an activated effect. So of course I got to strike that. So he didn't really know what he was doing, but that was an easy 2-0. Round 3, I played Spiral, and I 2-0'd them, and I feel really bad. He was a really nice gentleman, and but he lost the die roll, and it was just crazy because the only decent hand he had, I had a full board established with the reincarnation. He just terraforming for his only resort, and I banished that, and it had a resort and a sleeper in it. So that was pretty much that. He never really established a board, which was the thing that won it for me. So I 2-0'd Spirals for round 3. Round 4, I played Mech Knight Invoked, which I won 2-1. That was a deck I've never played before and never really prepared for. So winning that match was pretty good. It was a really grindy match. I managed to take game 1 after losing the die roll and barely taking it, but and then game 2, he ended up just making too strong of a field. He had Makaba with the monster negation, which I just can't get over that. And game 3, I just set up, and I set up. I had a really good board. I had Terraforming and Candina, so I just normal summoned the Candina to get the search. And he tried using Gamma, which I luckily had an Ash in my hand, or else I probably would not have won that match. But I ashed his Gamma and just continued with my play, and he was already starting off in the hole. So yeah, he was a nice gentleman. Most of these guys were pretty cool and pretty fun to deal with. But yeah, I 2-1 invoked Mech Knights. So at the time I was what's that? At the time I was X1, so I was 3-1, I believe. And then round 5, I played a mirror match, which I 1-2'd that. I played at table 8 for that, which I played a really nice, cool guy, but he was really good. He was really experienced with the deck. I think he top 8'd the regional, but he just out grinded me and out resourced me, and there's really nothing you can do about that. But pushing him to game 3 really helped my confidence. So I 1-2'd the mirror, and then round 6, I had another mirror match. So I played 3 mirror matches today, and I also lost that 1-2 as well because he just outgrinded me, and I lost the die roll in both matches, so like that doesn't really help at all. But you know, it doesn't really help either when I don't see my Joel and Lockbird, which I run 3 in the deck, and I'd only seen it in 2 hands today. And one of the hands that I saw it in was going first, which I opened 2 Drolls, a Ghost Ogre, a Scapegoat, and a Reincarnation, which is not the best of starting hands. It still gets you a decent board, but it's not where you want to be. You want to open up Trickstars as much as possible. So that was round 6. I was starting to lose some confidence at that point because I was 3-3. But round 7, I played Pendulum Magicians and 2-1 to them. I took them into time, and we pretty much had empty fields, so it was just turning into a top deck match. And I was able to establish a Borlo Dragon, and he had higher life points, but I just kept stealing his stuff, and I had a Ghost Ogre in hand, so I just normaled the Ghost Ogre, flipped the card that I snatch stealed from him, which happened to be a Droll, and I just made a Proxy Dragon, and I won that. So that was a pretty fun grindy game. But Pendulum Magicians were very hard to take, even though I took both of my Pendulum Magician matchups. Round 9, I played Magical Muskets. I 2-0'd that. That was pretty simple. They didn't really establish a board. And the one time they did, I Monster Reborned a Caspar into my Topologic, which just wiped his field because he is able to resolve Ties of the Brethren, which that's the Musket's best play. But yeah. Besides that, it was just an easy 2-0. And round 9, Pendulum Magician 2-0. So yeah, but those are the tournament reports. Not really too much to really go after. Like I said, disappointed I didn't really see Drolls and all that. But yeah, I guess we'll just go with the deck list. So this is my version of it. Of course, there was a lot of different versions of it, and the ones I played were all different. Like some played Mind Control, one was maining Blazings, another was maining Torrential, which Torrential in the deck's pretty good. But yeah, anyway, the deck, 3 Candina, no explanation. 3 Lycoris, no explanation, and 1 Lilybells. So, I just ran as standard as I could as far as the Trickstars, so no explanations on those, saw those perfectly. I drew into Lilybell a lot, but honestly, that didn't really hurt me as, that bad. So the Trickstar monster lineup are fine, never changed that at all. The rest of the monsters, I run 2 Eater. I originally planned on going with 3, but 2 was a good number for me, and I actually saw it a lot, so I guess the luck of that. And pretty much every game that I made Eater in, I controlled the board presence, and when you start getting control of the tempo and, all that, Trickstars have a really good matchup when it comes to a simplified game state. So yeah, next, run 1 Honest, which actually is kind of nutty because I had just gotten this the day before, and I wasn't going to play it, but I ran 1, but holy crap, this thing was clutch. I ran 2 at the last regional I went to, and I didn't really like it because I would either see 2 Honest and no Trickstar monsters, or Trickstar monsters and no Honest, but I think 1 was the perfect ratio because I saw it when I needed to see it, but then at the same time, it wasn't in my way. So the 1 Honest came in clutch, and it actually won me a game in the Mech Knight matchup because he negated a spell with Merkaba, and then he just attacked enemy, and I just Honest. So yeah, that was that. It was a pretty wild regional too. We had people stealing stuff, and I'm sure, I don't know if you guys heard about that, but it was pretty wild. A lot of theft happened, but yeah. Hand traps are the rest of the monsters. 3 Droll and Lockbirds. Absolutely no problems with this card at 3 at all. My only complaint with this card is I did not see it at all. Like I said, 2 hands of seeing it, and it didn't help. So, if I saw this card more, my matchups definitely could have been a lot better, especially with the Trickstar mirrors. It's hard to play the Trickstar mirror and not see this card because it is the best hand trap you got against them. So I played 2 Ash. A lot of people play this at 3, but honestly, 2 was really good. I saw it, and I didn't oversee it. So, 2 Ash. Along with the Ash, I played 2 Ogre. Didn't really see Ogre too much either, but when I did, it did its job. The hand traps always do their job, so that's why I love seeing the hand traps, because they're so good right now. Every one of them are very good. And probably the MVP of the weekend is Effect Valor, which was a card that I did not know how to feel going into the event. I didn't know how good it would be, but I thought, playtesting it, it stops Invoked, it stops the Mirror Match, it stops Pendulum Magicians, and this was actually the MVP of the weekend, I believe. There's so many matches I won where I had this in my hand, and I used it, and it literally stopped turns. So, like, I think Valor right now is, like, a really good call. I don't know if it's better than the rest of the hand traps, but it's definitely a very good one. So, those are all the monsters. Nothing really too spectacular. Spells. Triple light stage. Triple terraforming. No complaints about these either. These are perfect all weekend. They got ashed all the time, but what are you gonna do? It's a regional setting. What are you really gonna do? Triple scapegoat. I pretty much won games that I resolved scapegoat in. Like, this card is ridiculously overpowered, but it's a good card nonetheless. 2 desires. That's a good number of desires, I believe. You don't really need to run 3. 3's a little overkill, but I like 2, to be honest. Continuing with the spells, though. I mean, 2 twin twisters, or 2 twin twisters, and I did not think this was going to be a good idea to do that, but it had come up in playtesting, and this was actually pretty good as well. I didn't really dead draw it, and it was pretty good. It helped clutch me a win against Pendulum Magicians, because when we got in that grinding matchup, I just took out Time Pendulum Graph in one of their scales, and this just helped. And I like it better than Cosmic right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's no instances where I wanted Cosmic in my hand over this. So I was pretty proud overall of it. One Monster Reborn, this card was pretty nutty too. I saw it in a lot of Trickstar. A lot of people actually saw playing this, and I was debating it on myself, because a lot of people were like, the card's horrible, like, don't do it. This card's actually hilarious. Like, if you get in situations where they, like, strike your Candina or something, or, like, negate a Candina, you just revive it back and, make it. Or I had, like I said earlier, cheeky plays with, Topologic Bomber Dragon, where I would, go against a full board, and, like, if I activated a scapegoat, like, get the tokens, make Topologic, and then, like, reborn my opponent's monster into it and just wipe their field. It's just hilarious. Like, it's just a cheesy card, but I always side it out, first. But, it's still a good card, and it actually did pretty well for me, so I'm actually gonna probably keep it in the deck. And then the last spell, obviously, is Regeki. Can't hate on board wipes. Traps. Obviously, 3 Reincarnation. It's the whole reason why this deck's even good. Banishes the hand, the Joel and Lock thing. That's an auto win. I didn't get to do it at all, but it got done to me. And crazy enough, that Trickstar match that I 2-0'd, the first one I did, I actually, I didn't get Droll in Reincarnation, but I added to hand, and then he did Reincarnation, and then Droll. So, like, he only wiped out 3 cards from my hand, but, like, dang, I still came back from that, which is kind of nuts. But, yeah, 3 Reincarnation. I also played 2 Strikes. It's perfect. I can't complain about it. It sucks when the strike gets locked down by your opponent, though, but you can't do anything about that. And then I play 1 Solemn Judgment. Only resolved it once, but it was good, and it's just a good card overall. So that's the main 40 cards. I guess we'll go on to the extra deck now, which we will do the XEs first. 1 Break Sword. Made him once. He's pretty decent. Baguska didn't make him. Utopia and Utopia the Lightning did not make them either. I'm actually probably going to cut these out, because I did pick up a Link, Karibo, and Ningirisu. So I'm probably going to cut these out and just focus on the Break Sword plus Link spamming. And Ningirisu is pretty good for the deck. Gives you an extra draw, removal too. So yeah, those are the XCs. The Links, I played 2 Link Spider, no complaints. 1 Proxy, no complaints. 1 Mrs. Radiant, no complaints. Might bump this up to 2, actually. I don't know what I'm going to take out for it, but I'll probably find something just so, like, if I have an opportunity to OTK with it, I will. One underclock, made it, used the effect, is pretty good. One Holly Angel, one Crimson Heart, never made both of these. I actually just banished them for Eater Fodder more than anything. I don't know if it's really worth running them. I know Holly Angel is, and I know I've done some cheeky plays with Crimson Heart, but it's alright. Link 3 is 1D Code Talker. The card's good. I went into it a couple times, actually, to get the attack boost, so, like, it's decent, but as a Link 3, I wish there was more we could access in the game, but it's still a decent Link to make. Link 4's one Firewall, didn't make it the entire weekend. One Topologic, I made this actually 3 or 4 times, and both effects actually came up, the burning effect and the blowing up when special summon to the zone at points too, so like it's actually pretty decent, but the MVP of the entire deck, of course, goes to my man Borlo Dragon. Just wins games, such a powerful boss monster that this deck can access. It's got the consistency, plus to be able to access a monster like Borlo is just ridiculous. So yeah, side deck, I guess. I guess I'll just take everything out of my box. My English translation of Decode because I play German. My tokens. Nothing too special. Got this cool grinder going one. And then this field center that I won, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, the side deck, 2 Chaos Hunters. This thing put in work the entire weekend, not complaining at all. This thing stays on the side. It was so good in the mirror match. It was so good against like things that banished. It's just a good card overall, and so yeah, I'd keep that in there. 3 Kaijus, Gameciel, Kumongus, and the Thunder King. Cited all of these in while going second and never saw them. So, Sphere Mode, never saw it. Hatronades, 2 of them. Never cited them in. I don't know how I feel about this. I might take it out. 1 Twin Twisters, kind of overkill to be honest for my matchups. I didn't need to side a third in, so I might actually take this and like Sphere Mode or something out for 2 anti-spells, which I feel like would be really good in the deck. 1 Slumber, never saw it, and ironically 2 Call the Graves, which were the most disappointing cards of the weekend. I never saw it at the right time. I bricked with it, and it had been used against me, which helped my opponent, but I never gotten into an instance, when I had this card where I needed to use it. But I'm still going to run it because I think it's good. There's actually more applications where I think Gamma would have been better to use than Call. But I don't know. And then last but not least, 2 D-Barriers for the Pendulum matchup. Helped immensely. My buddy who ran Trickstars as well put in Reapers, and that was pretty funny because I saw him resolve a Reaper and Reaper the Electromite away, which is hilarious. So, yeah, that's my regional deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if there's things you want me to change on it. I'm open to really any suggestions, but overall, I'm pretty happy with the deck. Pretty happy with the result. Like I said, shoulda, woulda, coulda on drawing the Drolls and the rest of the hand traps, but you can't really look at that and complain when you have your best performance ever. And hopefully the next time, I have another regional coming up June 9th. Hopefully then hopefully then I get to top that. So, yeah, it's tough to tell, but it's Cody from Team Moshpit Games. I have my buddy, who almost got 2 spots away from topping. His Pendulum Magicians, if you guys want to see his deck profile, let me know. So, yeah, I will talk to you guys later and have a good day.